Patriots fans, it is time to believe the hype, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's jump into it. My name is Aaron. On the daily Patriots content, don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. We are now past 8,000 thanks to you. Appreciate it. If you haven't done it, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. It means the world to me as well. Comment below. So today what we're going to be talking about is the 2025 season. And listen, experts are already saying they see a possibility, a chance. You're telling me there's a chance the Patriots make the playoffs and they're better than you think. So first and foremost, we jump into this article from ESPN. Mike Clay dropping that he projects based on his algorithm that the Patriots will win 8.7 games. I don't know how the heck you win 8.7 games, but let's round that up to 9. That puts them into the playoffs, playing in the wild card. That's given the Ravens get the 1 seed, and then the Bills would play the Patriots. In the wild card matchup, Bengals play the Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans playing the Broncos. Now, I know this is way too early, but off the bat, I want you, off the dome, off the top of your head, who do you think are making the playoffs next year? I do, and I think I'm going to be able to persuade you in a case for how I think the Patriots can make the playoffs next year. Now, first, what I want to do is I want to jump into last year. And you're going to say, gosh, no, Aaron, please don't. If you've ever seen the Office episode where Michael is screaming, no, no, and then he says no for like a solid 5 seconds. I know a lot of you are doing that right now, excuse me, to the computer screen, but hear me out. Last year was atrocious. There was hints during the year, I'm going to be honest, and if you watch this channel, you know I am very optimistic. There was times last year that I thought there's a chance. There's a chance, and you hold out hope, and then it was just, no, the offensive line is this bad, the wide receivers aren't this good, and the defense is just crumbling. And so we look at the game, the time last year, and let's just run through it. Hear me out. Bear with me. Bengals win. Seattle, close game, count that a win. First time we played the Jets was awful. Again, Aaron Rodgers actually played to his expectations. Our offense was atrocious. San Francisco, no. Miami, that was a frustrating game because they could have won that game. We're making that 3. We go all the way down to the second time we played the Jets. Win. Titans could have won that game. That's 5. Bears, that's 6. Let's say the Rams win. That's a win. That's 7. We go to the Colts, could have won that. That's 8. And then you go, Arizona was frustrating. That was a rough game. But first Bills game, I'm going to say, hey, let's squeak that in. And then let's say the last one, the Bills are like, okay, we're actually going to win this. So let's just say between 8 and 9 wins right there. That, again, you're saying, Aaron, this is stupid. You're playing hypotheticals, but hear me out. A lot of those games were right there, and the Patriots just had to take that next step to make that win or get that win, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't get over the hump. And we know why. Again, you look at the red zone offense, it was atrocious. The offensive line, atrocious. Wide receivers, atrocious. The defense, Christian Barmore issues there. Obviously, Matthew Judon was traded. You had the Jabril Peppers situations, and you had other injuries to Bentley, and it was frustrating. Again, a lot of it didn't seem like anything was truly consistent throughout the year, and it was tough to watch. We all know that. But you take that and you look at this bad season and you say, listen, football, a couple different plays in those games, and it could have looked much differently. And now, am I saying I know for a fact they go back with this team and they win 8 to 9 games? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to convey is this team last year was bad. And yes, if they lose to that last game to the Bills, they have the first overall pick. They are the worst team in the league. But they were in a lot of these games, and some of these games, in all honesty, they shouldn't have been in. That first time they played the Bills, shouldn't have been in it. Against the Rams, another playoff team, shouldn't have been in it. Again, you look at the game against Seattle. That game, it blows my mind that Seattle played that bad. But the whole point is you take a much, much better team going against a very similar schedule. And I think they are going to do significantly better. Now, 8 to 9 wins, I don't think is unrealistic, especially given last year how many close games they were in. Now, we look at the schedule this upcoming year, and let's just say this for this argument. Let's say they don't sweep anyone in the division, and let's say they lose to the Bills twice. But let's say we look at home opponents right now. So you're looking at, let's say, the Browns. Who the heck's going to be their quarterback? Let's say chalk that up as a win. We'll just say the Dolphins is a win at home. The Falcons, again, very interesting, a lot of young talent, but are they going to be able to rally that team and actually get them to do anything? So I'm going to say Falcons is a win. Giants, also debacle, win. First game against the Jets, win. That's 5. You're like, Aaron, you're going crazy at home. Hear me out. I'm going to say the Panthers win. Steelers, loss. Raiders win at home. That's 7 wins right now, okay? We go to away games. And I think you can argue the Saints are another team that there's a lot of question marks there, as well as the Titans. That's 9 wins right there. And that's not sweeping the Jets or the Dolphins, 2 teams that have a lot of question marks when it comes to, hey, is Tua going to be able to consistently play this year? Is he going to get injured? Is he going to get another concussion? The Jets, is Justin Fields the guy at quarterback? Again, you look at Aaron Rodgers' stats from last year, and he's even said it before, as cocky as he has said it before. Listen, MVP years for other players are his bad years. You look at his throwing stats against Josh Allen's throwing stats, and they are, I don't want to say they're carbon copy, but they are very, very similar. Obviously, Josh Allen had a much different rushing stats than Aaron Rodgers. But again, there's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league that would have died to have the stats Aaron Rodgers did. So, again, I don't see the Jets or the Dolphins, and we've talked about this not long ago, making that huge step. So that's 9 wins right there. Now, you have to hope that the Patriots, if they're making a push at the playoffs, they can beat one of these better teams that are playoff teams. Again, the Bills, they play twice. The Steelers somehow, some way make the playoffs. It is, listen, death, taxes, Steelers making the playoffs even when they suck, they're all inevitable, I feel like. The Bills, if they could squeak one game out, that would be great. I don't know. I think the Bills, they've been through so much pain that one of these days they're going to break through. I feel like it's bound to happen. But the Bengals, they're coming for blood. They lost to a bad Patriots team last year. The Buccaneers, they are a great team that is playoff bound in loading up again. The Ravens, I think easily can sneak in and get that number 1 seed again. So there's some tough games right there when you talk about Bengals, playoffs, Bills, playoffs, Bucks, Ravens, Steelers probably going to sneak in there. So again, that's 5 teams. If they can sneak out 1 win right there, or even 2, listen, we're in the playoffs. And again, I have a hard time seeing a team like the Dolphins or the Jets being better than this reloaded Patriots team. Again, this Patriots team last year, let's jump back into it real quick, beat the Dolphins once and beat the Jets. I'm sorry. Almost beat the Dolphins once, and then also beat the Jets once. Again, they can do it. That's my fault on the Dolphins. Sorry, you're like, Aaron, come on, you're bringing back old memories. But I think they have a good case. So again, last year, 2024, played a lot of close games that a lot of people would have expected. You take that team, improve it significantly like we have done, and play a very similar schedule, boom, I think they are surprising a lot of people and able to sneak into the wild card and get second in the AFC East. Again, reloaded team on both sides of the ball, a lot more weapons for the offense. Buckle up. I think you will be surprised. What are your thoughts? How many wins? Way too early. We'll go into this probably as we get closer to the end of training camp, as we're probably in preseason. We'll talk about this again. But it's something, as I see more and more articles talking about people saying, listen, I think they can make it. I think they can make it. What are your thoughts? A lot of things going right for the Patriots right now. Are you jumping on the hype train or not? Comment below. What are your thoughts on predictions right now, May 5th, when it comes to the Patriots making the playoffs? Yay or nay? Why or why not? Let's hear your argument. Last but not least, Julian Edelman voted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. Very deserving. Someone with, he is second in team history with 620 receptions, fourth with just under 7,000 receiving yards, and ninth with 36 receiving touchdowns. 3-time Super Bowl champion. Last Super Bowl against the Rams, he earned the Super Bowl 53 MVP. Never forget. And what's funny about this game, I was watching this game with friends of mine who are Falcons fans. but the Super Bowl 51 with the fingertip catch late in the fourth, just crazy. Crazy. So again, incredibly deserving as well as return man. You look at like someone like Chisholm, who was just picked up from Eastern Washington. Could he be the second coming of Julian Edelman, the great slot? Obviously, there's Pop Douglas there still as well. What are your thoughts? I don't feel like you can be disappointed that he got voted in. So again, comment below when it comes to Patriots wins, and can they make the playoffs this year? Way too early, but it's fun to talk about. Give me your reasoning why or why not. As well, Julian Edelman. And we're over 8,000. I appreciate you guys. Tell me what you think. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We'll talk later. Peace.